Students, in today's class, we are going to study about the achievements of Alauddin Khilji. Alauddin Khilji was one of the greatest ruler of the Khilji dynasty. Alauddin was born in 1266 AD. His early name was Ali Gushab. His father Shahabuddin was the brother of Jalaluddin Khilji. Alauddin lost his father at an early age, so he was brought up by his uncle Jalaluddin Khilji with great love and affection. Alauddin did not receive any formal education, but he grew up to be a great warrior. Alauddin married the daughter of Jalaluddin Khilji, so he was also appointed as the governor of Kara province. As a governor of Kara province, Alauddin Khilji led two successful expeditions. The first expedition was against Malwa. During this expedition, Alauddin captured the city of Bilsa, and also he captured a huge amount of war indemnity in the form of gold and silver. After his successful expedition against Malwa, Alauddin proceeded towards Devagiri. Devagiri was another wealthiest state of Deccan, and at that time it was ruled by Raja Ramachandra Deva. Raja Ramachandra Deva was the ruler of Devagiri. Alauddin, he was very much attracted because of the wealth of Devagiri. So soon after his achievement in Malwa, he proceeded towards Devagiri without taking the permission from Jalaluddin Khilji. So here Ramachandra Deva of Devagiri was defeated by Alauddin Khilji. He became an easy prey to Alauddin Khilji. He was defeated, and he also agreed to pay a huge amount of war indemnity to Alauddin Khilji. Here Raja Ramachandra Deva of Devagiri, after his defeat, paid a huge amount of war indemnity in the form of gold, silver, then precious stones, etc. So here when this news reached to Jalaluddin Khilji, he became very happy. So after his successful expedition against Devagiri, Alauddin was not went to Delhi. He went to Kara because Alauddin, he was wanted to become the Sultan of Delhi. The wealth of Devagiri made Alauddin think how to become the permanent owner of it. He did not go to Delhi to see the Sultan and to offer the war tributes or that war booty. On the other hand, he invited the Sultan to Kara in order to collect the booty. So here Jalaluddin Khilji, he became an easy prey due to his greed for gold. The age-old Sultan Jalaluddin was reached to Kara, and when he reached there, he was captured and killed by Alauddin and his associates. That is on 19th June 1296 AD. And after this incident, this Alauddin Khilji was succeeded to the throne. That is on 20th June 1296 AD. With this, Alauddin became the Sultan of Delhi. That is in 1296 AD. Soon after his succession as the Sultan of Delhi, Alauddin faced a lot of difficulties. Many revolts were also started in the kingdom, and many nobles and the supporters of Jalaluddin Khilji became the opponents of Alauddin Khilji. So he faced many early difficulties, but he suppressed all those oppositions and revolts by introducing some of the strict measures. Here, many mighty and influential descendants of Jalaluddin Khilji were still alive, and they were challenging the existence of Alauddin. One of the noble, that is Malik Ahmad, was trying to capture the throne of Delhi. He was also one of the able commander of Jalaluddin Khilji. Then the widow of Jalaluddin, she was Malik-i-Jahan. She declared Qadra Khan, the youngest son of Jalaluddin, as the successor of Delhi. So meanwhile, Alauddin lavishly distributed gold and silver among the Jalali nobles who were in favor of Jalaluddin Khilji and always creating troubles to Alauddin Khilji. They were the Jalali nobles. But here Alauddin, he distributed lot of gold and silver to those Jalali nobles, and they also joined the side of Alauddin Khilji. So here after suppressing all the revolts or rebellions or oppositions, this Alauddin, he also tried to analyze the cause of these revolts. What is the main cause for all these revolts or uprisings or rebellions? So he also find out some of the causes for these revolts. They are inefficiency of spy system. That is mainly he appointed a spies or spy system, and that is inefficient, which kept the king in the dark about the doing of his officers. What is going on, that is not known to Sultan. Means that is the inefficiency of spy system. ಏನು ಗೂಢಾಚಾರ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ ಇತ್ತು, ಅವ್ರೇನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಸುಲ್ತಾನನಿಗೆ ಅಥವಾ ಅರಸನಿಗೆ ಏನು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೀತಾ ಉಂಟು ರಾಜ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮುನ್ಸೂಚನೆ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು, ಪ್ರಯರ್ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಸಿಗಬೇಕು. ಬಟ್ ಆ ಒಂದು ಕೆಲಸನ ಅವರು ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಅವರು ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ತಗೊಳ್ತಾ ಇರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಅಥವಾ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರು, ಅವರ ಡ್ಯೂಟಿಯನ್ನು ಸಮರ್ಥವಾಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಯಾರು, ಗೂಢಾಚಾರ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆಯಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಂತ ಅಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳು. ದೆನ್ excess in wine among the nobles, that is consumption of alcohol or wine, which promoted fellowship and promoted people to indulge in rebellions, that is consumption of wine. Then intermarriages and social intercourse among families, that is also, that is according to Alauddin Khilji, one of the reason for rebellions. Then the excess of wealth intoxicated men's mind, and that excess wealth fostered disloyalty and rebellions. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ಅತಿಯಾದ ಒಂದು ಸಂಪತ್ತು ಇತ್ತು ನೋಡಿ ನೋಬಲ್ಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಏನು ಶ್ರೀಮಂತರ ಕೈಲೆಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಕೂಡ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿತ್ತು, ಅವರನ್ನು ಈ ದಂಗೆಗಳಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬೇಕಾದಷ್ಟು ಸಂಪತ್ತು ಇತ್ತು, ಮತ್ತೆ ಕೆಲವರಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇಕಾದಷ್ಟು ಆಸ್ತಿ ಇತ್ತು, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ರೀತಿಯಿಂದ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಗ್ರಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಪಡೆತಿದ್ರು ಅಥವಾ ಗಿಫ್ಟ್ಸ್ ನ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಏನೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಇಂಟಾಕ್ಸಿಕೇಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವರನ್ನು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿತು, ಈ ಮದ ತುಂಬಿದ ಆನೆತರ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಲ್ಲಿ ದಂಗೆ ಹೇಳುದು, ದುಂಬಿಗಳು ಗಲಾಟೆಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡುವಂತೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಪ್ರೇರೇಪಣೆ ನೀಡ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಅಕಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಅಲಾವುದ್ದೀನ್ ಖಿಲ್ಜಿ. So he find out what were the reasons for these revolts or rebellions or uprisings. So in order to suppress these rebellions, he also passed 4 ordinances. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ಒಮ್ಮೆಗೆ ಅವನು ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಈ ದಂಗೆಗಳನ್ನು ಶಮನ ಮಾಡಿ ಆಗಿತ್ತು, ಬಟ್ ಇನ್ನು ಮುಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ದಂಗೆಗಳು ಆರಂಭ ಆಗ್ಬಾರ್ದು ಅಥವಾ ಆ ರೀತಿಯ ಒಂದು ವಾತಾವರಣ ಸೃಷ್ಟಿ ಆಗ್ಬಾರ್ದು ಎಂಬ ಉದ್ದೇಶದಿಂದ ಅವನೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಕಾರಣಗಳನ್ನು ತಿಳಿದ ನಂತರ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಕೂಡ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಈ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ಸ್ ಟು ದೀಸ್ ರೆಬೆಲಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ರಿವೋಲ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಆರ್ಡಿನೆನ್ಸಸ್. ಈ ಇಶ್ಯೂಡ್ 4 ಆರ್ಡಿನೆನ್ಸಸ್, ರಾಜಾಜ್ಞೆಗಳನ್ನು ತರ್ತಾನೆ. 4 ರಾಜಾಜ್ಞೆಗಳು ಆರ್ಡಿನೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಸೊ ದಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆರ್ಡಿನೆನ್ಸ್, by passing the first ordinance, ordered the confiscation of the religious endowments and free grants of land made by the state. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ರಿಲಿಜಿಯಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಗ್ರಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಅಥವಾ ಎಂಡೋಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಭೂದಾನ ಅಥವಾ ಬೇರೆ ಏನು ಗಿಫ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪಡೆದಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡುವಂತದ್ದು, ಕಾನ್ಫಿಸ್ಕೇಶನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸರ್ಕಾರದ ಅಧೀನಕ್ಕೆ ಪಡೆಯುವುದು, ಮುಟ್ಟುಗೋಲು ಹಾಕುವಂತದ್ದು. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆರ್ಡಿನೆನ್ಸ್. Then by the second ordinance, Alauddin reorganized the spy system. His spy system was also inefficient, so he reorganized the spy system and appointed efficient officers to that department. And he created a vast army of informers who kept the Sultan informed about everything which happened in the kingdom. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವನದೇ ಒಂದು ನಂಬಿಕಸ್ಥ ಒಂದು ಏನು ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಅನ್ನು ಅವನಲ್ಲಿ ನೇಮಕ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಅವರು ಯಾವತ್ತು ಸುಲ್ತಾನನಿಗೆ ಆ ಒಂದು ತನ್ನ ರಾಜ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ನಡೀತಾ ಉಂಟು ಅಂತ ಎಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಅವರು ಮುಂಚಿತವಾಗಿ ಅವನಿಗೆ ನೀಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ಸೊ ಹಿ ರಿಆರ್ಗನೈಸ್ಡ್ spy system, that is through second ordinance. And by the third ordinance, Alauddin prohibited the use and sale of wine. By the third ordinance, Alauddin prohibited the use and sale of wine and other intoxicating drugs. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮದ್ಯಪಾನವನ್ನು ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣವಾಗಿ ನಿಷೇಧ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. By the fourth ordinance, Alauddin tried to restrict the social gatherings. By the fourth ordinance, he tried to restrict the social gatherings of nobles and intermarriages among them. ಈ ನೊಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಏನು ಶ್ರೀಮಂತರ ವರ್ಗ ಉಂಟು ಅವರನ್ನು ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನೋಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ರೆಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್, ಇಂಟರ್ ಮ್ಯಾರೇಜಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ, ಅವರು ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಗ್ಯಾದರಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಈ ರೀತಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ರೆಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಗಳು ಅಂತ ತಾನೆ. ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಬೈ issuing 4 ordinances, he imposed various restrictions over the people, nobles, etc. So here as a result of these ordinances, Alauddin succeeded in creating a sense of terror in the minds of his nobles. By passing the 4 ordinances, he successfully ruled over Delhi Sultanate by suppressing all the rebellions or revolts. So this is about the measures which are taken by Alauddin Khilji against the revolts. Then we have reforms of Alauddin Khilji or domestic policy. Here domestic policy means various administrative and other reforms which are introduced by Alauddin Khilji in order to rule effectively. So here first we have theory of kingship. What is according to Alauddin Khilji? What is kingship according to Alauddin Khilji? Alauddin considered himself to be the representative of God, that is divine right theory of kingship. He considered himself to be the representative of God on earth. And he asserted that God had given more wisdom to the king. God had given more wisdom to the king than other individuals. So he was the representative of God and he was sent by God to rule or to control the activities of the people. He did not want to be influenced by any individual or party in laying down the policy of the state. Means he wanted to be independent, or he wanted to rule independently. At that time there were two classes, that is the nobility and ulemas. When Alauddin succeeded to the Delhi throne, these two groups, they were very influential and they were always interfering in the administration and other affairs of the state. They were the ulemas and nobles. Alauddin tried to free himself from the influence of these groups because he wanted to rule independently. So he tried to free himself from the influence of nobles and ulemas. He stated the nobles as servants who could be appointed or dismissed by the Sultan. Here, according to Alauddin, nobles were the servants of Sultan. Then he tried to curb the powers of ulemas by openly declaring that he would not allow them to dictate to the Sultan in the affairs of administration. Ulemas means religious leaders, and they were also interfering in the internal affairs of the state, and that was not liked by Alauddin Khilji. He did not invoke the sanction of Khalifa to strengthen his claims to sovereignty. He was also not invoke the sanction of Khalifa to strengthen his claims to sovereignty. So here this is about his theory of kingship. Then policy towards Hindus. Here Alauddin Khilji, he was not religious tolerant leader. Means he introduced various harsh measures against the non-Muslims, especially against the Hindus. There is no unanimity among the scholars regarding Alauddin's policy towards Hindus. He was very cruel towards the Hindus. Here some of the historians were in favor of Alauddin. Means he introduced religious tolerance, but many scholars opine that he was a religious intolerant. Means he exploited the Hindus. He imposed jizya over Hindu citizens or Hindu subjects. Jizya means a special tax which was collected only from the hands of Hindus. Then he adopted all kinds of measures to crush the powers of Hindus. He adopted various measures by which the Hindus were reduced to poverty and misery because of the religious policy of Alauddin Khilji, or religious exploitation. These Hindus, they faced a lot of problems and they were also reduced to poverty and misery. So this is the policy of Alauddin Khilji against the Hindus. Then we have other reforms which were introduced by Alauddin Khilji, mainly administrative reforms. So here Alauddin Khilji was a strong and efficient ruler. When compared to other rulers who ruled over Delhi, Alauddin Khilji, he was one of the strong and efficient ruler, and he set up a strong central government. He was the highest authority of the state. The decentralized administration was introduced by Alauddin Khilji. He was the highest authority of the state and he believed in the theory of divine right of kingship. That is divine right theory of kingship, means king was the representative of God on this earth and he was ruling according to the will of the God. So people or his subjects should obey the orders of the king. Here Sultan, hence he considered himself a representative of God or shadow of God on earth. That is the divine right theory of kingship. Shadow of God or representative of God, and this Alauddin, he was believed in this theory. Here, Alauddin, he introduced various changes in the revenue administration. He introduced changes in the military administration, revenue, then in the department of this economy, then market. Various changes or reforms were introduced by Alauddin Khilji, and those reforms we are going to discuss in the next class. Thank you, students.